Greetings and salutations. It's author Andrew Butters here, doing some YouTube stuff and Substack stuff and video stuff in general. I'm not doing a podcast anymore, but I am doing this. And one of the things I'm doing is writer reaction videos. So a writer reacting, not me reacting to writers. Although in this case today, for the very first one, I am. And it's funny because if you're watching this, that means that Jenny Lawson was okay with me posting it. So Jenny Lawson is the bloggess. She has a new book out. She appeared on the Today Show and did a little segment there. And I know she had been posting in advance that, she was nervous and there's certain anxieties that she possesses and everything. So if you're watching this, it means I've reached out to her, shown her this video, and she's okay with me posting it. So I didn't want to do a reaction video and then have somebody else come out and be like, what the hell, man? Like, what are you doing? So I'm recording this. I'm going to send her a link, a private link to the video. And if she's cool with me posting it, I'm posting it. So if you're seeing this, it means everybody's cool with me posting it. So here we are. I don't know. I'm going to just react to stuff. And I thought it would be fun if I could react to Jenny Lawson. She is a source of many good words and much humor. She makes my wife laugh so much. I think it was the book Furiously Happy, where my wife was reading it up at the cottage and my whole family was there. My dad was there, and he had to leave the room. He was getting so grumpy because my wife was just cackling while she was reading this book. It was funny. Jenny Lawson is a funny person, a great human being, an excellent writer, and I want to see her on the Today Show. It'll be up in here in just a second, all right? So, there we are. Let's get started.
Might be a good day to curl up with a new book, and we're thrilled to welcome New York Times best-selling author Jenny Lawson to join us on the couch this morning.
Her latest book your latest book has this great title, How to Be Okay When Nothing Is Okay. Jenny shares more than 100 humorous and heartfelt tools and tricks that have helped her navigate daily stresses and get through life. Jenny Lawson, so nice to have you here on a Saturday.
I am so excited to be here, and also absolutely terrified. I had stress nightmares probably 30 of them. And so right now I'm like, is this real, or am I going to pass out? Am I going to have that?
We are
explosive
focused
diarrhea?
on
What's
being
happening?
okay.
We promise no mouse.
Okay, all right. Okay. Well, in the dream, my foot fell off. So if my foot falls off, then I'll be like, okay, all bets are off.
I like how she was honest, and she is. That's the way that she is, at least on social media. I don't know her personally. I like how she was honest about it, about being nervous, about having anxiety. We see a lot of people on talk shows and things like that, and everything is very curated and very refined, very planned, and it is refreshing to see someone just be honest and real.
Back together.
Okay, good.
You have the perfect title for us. Tell us how the inspiration for this came about.
So I have depression and anxiety and ADHD and chronic pain and chronic illness and blah. And so I have spent my decades and decades collecting hundreds of tips and tricks and tools that help me to continue to get through life and occasionally thrive, but at least just bring a little more joy into my life and continue to be creative. And so this pulls together about 100 of my my favorites that I have collected.
So I don't have this book yet. I haven't read it, but you know, living with a lot of the things that she's living with, and being a creative person, you know, it's been challenging. It's been challenging over the last, 18, 24 months for me, and I'm gonna need to read this book now. I'm gonna need to read this book.
I love how you talk about the fact that you should actually share embarrassing stories with other people, that you might feel shame about that, but you need to kind of get over that. How do you advise people to do that, and what are the benefits of that?
I think when you think about, like, say you're at a dinner party, which I would never go to one because that sounds terrifying, but let's say you are, and there's someone sitting here and there's someone sitting here, and this person, like, has everything together. That is so boring. This person here is telling me the most embarrassing thing that happened to them in 7th grade. I want to be their best friend. They have given me permission. I can be myself too. Now we can have that deep conversation. We get straight into the things that make us human. And then once you find a way to, I'm using my hands a lot. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Once you find a way to enjoy those things that used to keep you up at 3 o'clock in the morning, you can be like, oh,
I love how the first thing she did was like sit on her hands to acknowledge that she was using her hands a lot, and then 2 seconds later, the hand comes back out.
actually, that's a really lovely story. That's something that you can bring into yourself and love.
It makes you human, right?
It 100% does. And if you're authentic, it gives other people permission to be authentic. And then all bets are off and you can be who you want to be.
One of my favorite things that I really liked is that you talk about having a happiness Kickstarter list. And in my phone, in my notes app, I have like little joys, things that bring me joy that if I'm ever like a little off, you just go there and you remind yourself. So tell me some of your kind of hacks that you have in the book that people might get to see.
Yeah, so when I am in a depression, I get very, very numb, and my depression lies to me. And so I need to be able to remind myself of when I come out of this, life is going to go on, and there are things that make me happy. Usually when I'm in a depression, I can't think of those because depression lies so cunningly, and it says, like, you'll never be happy again. But if I have this list, which I continue to keep, of here are all of these little things that bring me joy, I can go back and look at that and go, this has brought me joy in the past. Joy is coming in the future. It also is really helpful because I can look at this list and say, oh, you know what, actually, I do love the smell of fresh bread. I do love that I have an adult hula hoop and I look ridiculous.
Fresh baking bread is one of the best aromas ever. I'll just say that right now. I can be driving. I used to drive home from one city to another. It was about a 20-30 minute drive depending on traffic. And about 10 minutes into that drive, not quite halfway through the drive, I would pass this street. And nearby, when I would go under the bridge, nearby on that street was a bakery. Like a big, not just like a mom and pop bakery, but they made bread and baked goods that they would ship all over. And I could come home, be driving home from just a horrific day at work. I could be in a terrible mood, and I would drive under that bridge, and I would smell baking bread, and nothing else mattered. You know what I'm saying? It's like being in a sour mood and then having someone show you a video of a baby laughing. You know, it just kind of has that effect on it. So, yeah, I'm with you, Jenny. Baking bread.
Using it, but it's so fun.
Yeah.
And then you can look at these things and say, these are things I want to bring into my life more. Because you should have those things.
Yeah.
Every single day you should have something that makes you happy.
Can I just say, you are doing terrific so far. So
Thank you.
worry about here.
Gosh.
One of the things that scientific evidence shows is that smiling is a difference maker. And you have a tool for us that can help us sort of achieve that. Can you show us how that works?
I do. So one of the very worst things that you can say to somebody who has depression is, just smile. And if somebody says that to you, you should punch them in the throat. But
I love how she just pulled out a throat punch on the Today Show. Absolutely. And she used a word there that I, as someone with ADHD and anxiety and other things, she used a word there that a lot of people ignore, and that's just. I don't know about Jenny or other ADHD people, but when someone says you should just, I don't care what comes next, because we have a problem already.
But they do have a little bit of a point, because scientifically, if you smile for 5 minutes, it sort of gaslights your brain, and then your brain goes, what does she have to be happy about? What's going on here?
So what do we do?
So what you do is, first of all, you smile ridiculously, and if you have a hard time doing that, you can put a pencil in your mouth like this. Right here, yeah. It activates your smiling.
You look great.
Have you ever had somebody drool on the Today Show? Because that's about to happen. What also is really lovely is when I do it with my the craziest smile while driving.
We're gonna make Peter do this for the rest of the show.
Yes, because if you have this like insane, unsettling while you're this like
Jenny, your
everyone
smile's
will
great.
let you pass.
They'll
be like, no, you go, no, you go.
Jenny Lawson, thank you so much. By the way, you can pick up How to Be Okay When Nothing Is Okay wherever you get your books.
That was a number two. That was definitely a number 2 pencil. Got a little bit of lead in there still.
Hey,
All right. Okay. Interesting. I do this if I have a headache. This was easier without a beard. Fuck. I do that pencil thing if I have a headache. And the whole idea is you find a pencil, put it between your teeth, and keep it there, but don't bite it. And I guess what it does is it relaxes certain parts of your jaw, or keeps you from clenching, or other things that might otherwise hurt your head. So that was good. I think she did a great job. Honestly, like knowing how nervous she was going into it, and like following her on social media and knowing that she was like freaking out, and it was great because like when she came out with that right at the beginning, the host, there was like 4 of them. That's like a panel of people. That's nerve-wracking. You got lights and cameras, and you know I don't know if they have an audience. I don't know if they have a studio audience there or not, but you know, you could see at some point one of the hosts was like, "Oh, you're doing great," you know. It's good. They want you to do well, and I think that's important for a lot of us to remember. Just in our day to day, a lot of the people we interact with, you know, especially if we have a good employer. My boss is wonderful, and I receive every bit of constructive feedback from her as her wanting me to succeed. And that's what the hosts of this show wanted. They wanted Jenny to succeed. You totally did. Jenny, you knocked it out of the park. You were awesome. I loved that segment. I love your attitude. I'm going to have to go get the book. And it's possible my wife audiobooked it. She does audiobooks. I don't like audiobooks. I like to read. But, hardcovers are so expensive, though. Like, so expensive. It's getting ridiculous. Ebooks are getting ridiculous. You can get $20. You can be charged $20 or more for an ebook now. Unreal. But I think, Jenny, your book might be worth it, so I might be heading out to the store to get a copy. Do you hear that beeping? I got weird USB crap happening. I don't know how that's going to affect the video. Nevertheless, that's it for today. Thanks for joining me. If you watch this, it means Jenny was okay with me posting it. I don't know if the Today Show ABC is it. I don't know if they're going to like hammer me on this with a, copyright strike or whatever, but we'll see what happens. That's it. It's my very first writer reviews by author Andrew Butters. I want everyone to take care. I want everyone to be safe. And as always, peace, love, and penguins.